Life is short, and being in radio can grind it to a halt. Influence FM is for running your stations at your convenience, when you want, where you want. With Influence FM, you can now do the impossible. Enjoy your life, all the while knowing that Influence FM will notify you instantly about any anomalies. And with the flick of a thumb, you can see that your station's assets and operations are running at full speed. Go ahead, take that vacation. We dare you. We sell freedom, not software. Free yourself to do, well, precisely what you want.
Well, you made it through week one. Bet you didn't think you would. The good news is week one is over. The bad news is it's still uphill from here. But we're going to review a couple things that we ended up with yesterday. Now, first of all, I want to talk to you about your business card and how you hand it out. Now, in my back pocket right now, I have my back business card placed in such a way that as my left hand comes up with it, it's right side up and facing you. This is very simple. Grab it like this and stick it back there. Now, some people keep their business cards in these little cases or their wallet or something. That's just a waste of time. Again, this is part of being professional. So I walk up, and out of my left hand comes the card, and my right hand is out to shake their hand. So everything is in line, and it's this high with the card. You ever want to look into this just a little more, go to Google and research how people in the Orient hand out their business cards. I want you to treat your business card like it's something special, because it is. So again, it comes out of the back pocket or out of the belt. It comes up. Now I can still see them, but right here is my name is the biggest thing on the card. As you see here, this guy, Joe Sixpack. I hand it to him, shake their hand. Couple things walking in the door. One of the things I hate most in a restaurant, I'll be sitting across from somebody having a conversation. The waitress will walk up and say, "Is everything good here?" I'm in the middle of a conversation, and they just interrupt me. "Everything good here?" Same thing with you. Don't interrupt. Don't walk in and insinuate yourself into the situation. I walk in, I let them know I'm there, and then I stand. I don't sit on the couch over there. I don't go wait in my car. I'm standing there. I've gotten eye contact, and now I'll just stand there. And by the way, on that note, they may make me wait more than 15 minutes. I'll go, "I got to catch you later. I'm busy. I got to be somewhere." Even if you don't have to be somewhere, you should always be busy. Put out your right hand to shake hands. Give me your left hand, and here's my line. "Hi, I'm Chris from the radio stations. Thanks for not throwing me through the window yet." A little bit of humor. Now, a lot of people start out by giving a compliment. "Oh, what a nice business you have here. Oh, what a lovely store." Come on. Is that genuine? Is it honest? Would you walk into a store that didn't look good and say, "My God, what an awful dump this is"? Then if you wouldn't do that, then don't pay the compliment because it's not genuine. And the next thing is to relax. You are as smart, if not smarter, than the person you're talking to. Don't talk down to them, but you are at least as smart as they are. And remember that. Now, again, remember I asked you to get ready with the initial checklist in your preparation. Okay? I'm Chris from the radio station. Who am I? What am I doing? I've done a little preliminary research on your business. I think that by you and I working together, we can each put a few more coins in our pockets. When am I going to do what? But today, I've got just a couple specific questions that I've got to have answered. It's going to take about 90 seconds. I'm going to get out of this. Why am I doing this? I think we can each make a little money here if this is done right. It's all covered. Who am I? What am I doing? When am I going to do what? And why am I doing this? I don't mind telling people the why I'm going to do it is money, plain and simple. And we'll go through this a piece at a time. You have to have the plan. And some people say, "No, Chris, I like to see what the situation is and form the words depending on that." Well, if you've never spoken to the person, why wouldn't you go with the words that work best? You want examples of this? Go to Disney World or go to any McDonald's. Each place you'll find that there are certain things said in an absolute certain order. In fact, in McDonald's, up until a couple of years ago, the register would always tell you what to say next. If I ordered this with this, it would say, "Would you like that with it?" This is repetition that you have to learn, the things that make it happen. So here we go. What am I doing? I have done some preliminary research on your business, and I think that by you and I working together, we can both put a few coins in our pockets. It's upfront, it's honest, and it's what I say every time exactly the same way. When am I going to do what? All right, folks. Now, you already wrote your elevator speech and your executive summary, but here's part of mine. If we want to build a rock-solid marketing bridge with measurable results, we have to go through a process. Now, I've already done quite a bit of preliminary research on your business. My goal here today is to set a time when you and I can get together for 15 minutes and you can help me with some specific knowledge that I need to get us to the next step. A lot of times they're going to say, well, what do you need to know? And I say, do you have 15 minutes right now? Because remember, my job is to get the appointment. So if he says, yeah, I have 15 minutes now, I have done my job, I now have the appointment. And the appointment is now, and on we move. Don't just jump into the question, because if you jump into the question before the commitment, then he says, I don't have time for this right now. So again, my goal here is to get a meeting about 15 minutes where we can get some specific knowledge that I need in order to get us to the next step. What do you need to know? Do you have 15 minutes right now that we can do this? Yes, I do. Boom, we move on to the next step. Why am I doing it? Don't ever apologize. This is why I do everything. It's for the money. Money, somebody once misquoted and said money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil, is how the quote actually goes. Money is not evil. Can you do evil with it? Yep, you can do good with it too. Guy says, well, you're just after my money. Yes, I am. I'm going to take a piece of what you pay the radio stations. Really? Yes. And I'm going to spend it on groceries and stuff, and maybe some back here in your store. I don't know. Never apologize for wanting money. Now, you are going to get opening objections, and here's some of them. Yesterday, when you went around to the staff, you asked for opening objections. You probably heard a bunch of these. And I'm going to give you what happens next, all right? You walk into somebody, I'm Chris from the radio station, says, hey, we rely on word of mouth. Now, there's an answer for this. And if you go to influence.fm, you will find the book of objections where you have a number of answers to this. But I have one that, and don't get corny. Some people like saying, well, radio is word of mouth on steroids. I don't know, everything I've read, steroids are bad, okay? Well, radio is word of mouth. It always has been, which is why it works. Somebody says, we tried radio once, it didn't work. Can understand that. Now, some people make the mistake at this point of saying, well, maybe you didn't have the right ads, or maybe you didn't do the right schedule. What, are you going to insult the guy right off the bat? Or maybe it wasn't the right time. My answer to that is, we tried radio once, it didn't work. I can understand that. It doesn't work all the time. See, radio is a matter of what you say times how many times you say it. In fact, all advertising is what you say times how many times you say it. How many times can I deliver the right message to the right person at the right time? And that's the part that's tricky. I hate your owner. Here's an objection, opening objection. I hate your owner. Hey, I don't like him either. But what do you think about my listeners? See, you don't have to care about him. What we care about is, can we get your message to enough listeners to give you a decent return on investment? Return on investment in your advertising. Oh yeah, we talk about that. We talk about getting specifically how many people spending how much into your business makes this a success. That's coming up. Don't worry. We'll get there. I'm moving all my advertising to social media. Well, good. I'm glad you're still advertising. Let's talk about social media. And this is an entire segment we're going to do on social media, talking about price per clicks, click-throughs, and things like that. Or somebody says, we're all set till spring. Cool. You better be. I'm talking about in the future. So let's start planning now. I mean, how far ahead are you getting your Christmas merchandise? Most businesses, by the way, are ordering their merchandise for next Christmas in February and March. The stuff comes in September and October, okay? Now, what happens after these? After I get through the opening objection, I've got something I got to say. You know what, my friend? The great reset button has been pushed. You'd have to agree that nothing is the same as it was back in 2007. The great reset button has been pushed. This is a time of incredible opportunity. Now, you see up here, I've got a couple of Chinese symbols, and you can go look those up later. But basically what I'm saying up there with these Chinese symbols is I'm talking about disorganization or destruction yielding opportunity. When all the houses on the beach blow down because of the hurricane, that's sad. But now there's the opportunity to build a whole bunch of new houses. When the economy gets decimated, that's the opportunity for new people to come in and try to put it back together. If an old product is retired, that's the opportunity for a new product to come in. So remember, the Great Reset button has been pushed. This is a time of unprecedented opportunity. The average business right now is reporting 74% growth this year. Are you getting yours? That's why I'm here. Now, from that statement, does it sound like I'm serious and mean business? I pulled out my business card. I shook your hand. I said to you that I have come here to talk to you today about an idea. I'm going to give you something to think about. I'm going to talk to you about the fact that the Great Reset button has been pushed. This is a time of incredible opportunity. And next, I am going to give you a 100% guarantee. And what is it? I will not waste your time, and I will not waste your money. I showed you that previously. Did you have those certificates printed out? I would. And sign them. Yeah, is it a little corny? It sure is. But they're going to say, you know, there was something about that guy. I mean, how would you like to be known? You know, he's kind of funny. Guy's a little quirky. The guy gave me a guarantee. Put it up on the wall as something for every other salesman to see. You know, it's the best thing they can say about you is, you know, as a salesman, he was very tall. Maybe what they'll say is, when he walked in, it was the way he used his business card. The way he used the business card that told me that this guy's got something on the ball. Here is my 100% guarantee. I won't waste your time. I won't waste your money. Now, in the beginning, I told you about having to go with a CRM, something to keep track of what's going on. Make sure that you set the time and date to come back. So I get through all this with the guy, and I say to him, listen, I don't know if I can help you. And see if you remember these words from a previous slide. But if my crack, savvy, motivated staff of highly trained professionals can come up with an idea that we think will work to move the needle, can I come back? He says, yes. I said, well, let's make a preliminary appointment right now. And what can I do with this? So, all right, let's plan on me being back in a week and a half. By the way, I'm going to be back in 4 days, but I don't tell him that. Now I walk outside the door, and being the salesman that I am, I look left, and I look right. Now, some people tell you, well, you can't walk into those businesses. They might be on somebody else's account list. Well, before I left for the day, I used Google Maps to find out what was to the left and what was to the right and said, is there anything here that I should stop into and say hi as a cold call? I'm already there. Gasoline is expensive. It's never going to get any cheaper. I don't care what you say. Look left, look right. Use your Google Maps ahead of time so you're ready for this. All right. Your homework for this weekend. You got the whole weekend to do it. All right? Practice your elevator speech until you can say it on Monday without looking at your notes. You're going to do that for your sales manager. Practice your executive summary. You're going to have to watch this one here back to make sure you get everything. Practice your executive summary until you can do it without the notes. Practice your opening, including how to handle a business card. Next up, practice your opening objections. You're going to have your sparring partner. Remember I told you, George Foreman, but not the shaved head, nice George Foreman. You want that old George Foreman you want to go up against. Practice handing over that business card until you can do it without thinking about it, over and over again, until you can do it without thinking about it, okay? Stuffed in your back pocket, out you go. And this brings up one other point that I didn't give you this morning. Don't walk in with a folio full of stuff you don't need. Walk in with only what you need. Now, I want you to make a list of businesses that you're going to cold call next week. You've got your list of 100 prospects. I want 3 Monday, 3 Tuesday, 3 Wednesday, 3 Thursday, 3 Friday. Okay? And start research this weekend on those 15 businesses. Now remember, you're going to find out everything about one you did last night. So that one's already done. Now, you've got 14 more that you need to find out everything about before next week. So again, on your calendar, 3 Monday, 3 Tuesday, 3 Wednesday, 3 Thursday, 3 Friday. That is your assignment for this weekend. I hope to see you back on Monday. I will tell you that over 25% of people who watch this training series do not come back for week 2. So I hope to see you next week.
Life is short, and being in radio can grind it to a halt. Influence FM is for running your stations at your convenience, when you want, where you want. With Influence FM, you can now do the impossible. Enjoy your life, all the while knowing that Influence FM will notify you instantly about any anomalies. And with the flick of a thumb, you can see that your station's assets and operations are running at full speed. Go ahead, take that vacation. We dare you. We sell freedom, not software. Free yourself to do, well, precisely what you want.